All right. It is Friday.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. Sirs.
We're fired up.
Yes, I am fired up, actually. So this is Rick at Studio USA. Got my man Wayne.
Yeah.
And we've got the very, very exciting, for me as a video guy, the absolutely kick-ass Texas Ace team. We got Alex and Charlie.
Hi, everyone.
How you guys doing?
Good, awesome.
good,
Thank
good.
you for having us here today.
Absolutely. And for those of you that can't see, which is everybody but us,
Yes.
we've got a studio audience today from the We Part. So this is a very, very We Partners Network intense event this morning.
Yes.
So we are all technically part of that same gigantic umbrella and family.
Yes, we are.
And so, how's everybody doing?
Good.
We good?
I'm ready to go.
Good.
All right. So, just to pull the curtain back, we're all part of the same network as far as real estate goes. And one of the things that I love about Alex and Charlie is, okay, everybody says, oh, that I'm the video guy. These guys whip ass on a level that is impressive, to say the least.
Really?
Yes. And the consistency and everything else that goes along with that. So we're going to touch on y'all's origin story. First, we're also going to do our Magic Mind shots, our nootropics.
There we
because
go.
we are, let's cheers. Here we go.
Cheers. Woo, there we go. 17%
Yeah.
smarter.
Woo.
Like happy water or something?
Ooh.
So this is actually a matcha tea shot. And to keep this totally We Partners Network centric, I was turned on to this by our man Christian Albert in Houston.
Ooh.
10X Boba has these in stock. Everybody swing by and get one. So it's quite a drive, but it's worth
We
it.
need all the hacks we can do.
Yes,
we
it's
need
quite a drive.
Any improvement helps.
Okay, and so today is, in fact, April 5th, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
That sounds about right.
So, Chatbot, the Oracle, has given us today's topic for mindset and business. And we're also taking candids.
Yeah, there we go.
We do have a staff photographer. He's on the clock. So, today's topic for our mindset entrepreneurial get fired up with is trust.
Ooh.
And so the quote is, trust is the glue of life. It is the foundational principle that holds all relationships. And that is Stephen Covey. I'm betting that's probably one of those 7 habits
Yeah.
gimmicks. So just curious, what comes to mind when you hear trust as far as
I think the
business?
first thing when you say Covey is what does he say? Commitment is doing what you said you were going to do when you no longer feel like doing it. So that's the first thing that comes to my mind. It's like,
Okay.
do you trust yourself? We can go way into that because I think that's the biggest thing. Is like when you make a commitment to yourself, do you keep that commitment? And that's usually what erodes most people's self-confidence is not keeping the commitments they make to themselves. And that's one of the reasons their confidence is so low.
I love it. Anything just off the top for you guys?
Yeah, I think to me, I totally agree with Wayne said. Is it more about
I knew we
like
were going to be
commitment,
friends. I
right?
knew that.
Look at that.
It is very important, like in all relationship, that trust is come first. That's how you meet new people, family, friend, wife, things like that. So everything is very important. That before you do anything, you have to make like people know what you're doing, what your commitment, what you say, you do it. So it's very important to me.
Right on.
Yeah, for me, I think I totally agree with when so we make friends together. So actually, the trust for me, I think, all about like so people like trust in you, what you do, what you work, what you act, what you say to them. When you say something, you have to do it. So that's so we keep the trust for everyone.
Love it. So now I'm curious about you guys' origin story as far as like, how did you get to be, because as trust is our random topic, it's like kind of perfect where, okay, how did two guys hook up to be partners? So like, I'm curious, how did this all start with you guys and the Texas Ace team? And then we'll dive into like who does what and who decides on the content, because that's always the secret sauce. So-
Absolutely. Let me start first then. Long story short, that we start in real estate. We start with a local broker in Plano here. That's how I and Charlie we met each other, and we start real estate. I'm like 5th year in real estate now. Charlie about like 4 years.
4 years.
So when we in the same brokerage, we all like talk to each other, help each other on all different transactions. So we're thinking like, oh, why should not we work together, form a team? So like at least 2 partners at the beginning, just help each other, cover each other. And I think we can have we also have like same mindset to grow business, to take care of all the customer. So we like very similar with the business mindset. So we decide to work together And also that if Calvin and Daniel know that we know they have like very successful partnership, two of them for like 10 years, 15 years in the business. So we met them and we talked to them asking for experience, like how two people can work together well. Because, you know, as a solo, you control everything. You do everything your own. You do this, you do that. It's your power, right? But then two different mindset, how do you combine it, how you can, you know, collaborate, work together is very important, you know. So how we make sure that the partnership go in the right direction.
Yeah.
So we talk to them, we get experience, and then, I mean, it took us probably about like 3-4 months before we like official start a team, a partnership. So I think it is where we are today. Yeah.
Love it.
For me, you know, it's kind of like a very beginning about the story when, because Alex into the business like 1 year older than me. And then, you know, I just got a license. I didn't know what to do. So I looked up to Alex and said, oh, he's doing good. So because I want to learn from the good guy. So contact him, you know, and I remember I met him at Starbucks in the morning, very cold. But, you know, I kept a book with me, a note. What he said, I wrote it down, you know, for everything. And then, you know, I decided to move from another broker to the same brokerage with him. And we talk, you know, we have a lot of things in common. And then we say, why we don't like collab and work together? Because if we want to go further, we have to collab and work together. And that's the very first beginning when we work together. And one more thing, you know, we learn from our mentor. They say, when the people work together as a team, maybe sometimes you can earn more money than me. It's okay. Sometimes I can work more than you. But all about the thing is the team culture and the help between for the both help each other.
Okay, so Wayne, now put on your coach's hat. Is that so? Like, I'm blown away that this all happens organically with these guys. And then now, if y'all know Daniel and Calvin, it's like they've been together for whatever, like 10 or 12 years as partners. And it blows my mind where it's like, you know, I've got ex-wives and everybody else until like, yeah, but not that guy. So it would have never occurred to me to get coached or to get mentors on being a good business partner. So I learned that already today. And so I'll probably now be like hanging out with Daniel Calvin. It's like, okay, what do I do? But so now, how do you approach that as from the coaching side and from the mindset side there?
So, I mean, isn't it interesting that we don't do that more often, right?
Or never.
We go, yeah, like I've never done this before. I may as well just like learn it the hardest way possible, which is like trial and error. You know, so it's funny when people go, like, you know, I see all these platforms over there. It's like, do you need a coach? You don't need a coach. Just watch YouTube videos, whatever else, right? And I mean, there's some great videos, but the reality is that people go like, what am I really going to get out of coaching? And for a lot of times, the coaching mentorship is like collapsed time. It's like you can 100% learn it, but do you want to learn it in 5 years of trial and error? Or do you want to learn it like in 2 breakfast conversations? You know what I mean? Like 2 coaching calls, like that's the kind of thing. So I think so often it's like, who's already won the battle that I'm currently fighting or I'm about to go fight? And what can I learn from this? So I think it's so brilliant because there's so many people that get into partnerships and they're terrible because they didn't set it up right, or they don't have the right mindset or whatever it is. Or, you know, one of my philosophies is like date before you get married. So like you guys said, like maybe you work together for a couple months and then you decide to go do. So there's so many different things you can learn because so many partnerships end up terrible because they start for the wrong reasons. They start without a plan. They start without good agreements. So I think it's brilliant what you guys did.
Well, and so this begs for a follow-up episode. So I will have Daniel and Calvin on here to like kind of do the origin story of those guys. So now I'm curious as to, so y'all's content is like super impressive. So and knowing like how the sausage is made and what goes into doing location videos and all of that stuff. So now I'm curious. And so you have the dynamic of y'all are top producers. So this is the Real Producer Spotlight with the Texas Ace team. So plug for that. Yes. So this all came about where now I've known these guys now for a little over a year and a half ish. And like, you know, I spent a day in the golf cart with Alex at the golf tournament. And
why did I get invited to those days, by the way?
It's coming. It's Aria.
Okay, all right.
It's
Right now, like, earn my way in. Is that how this works?
It's organic. Let the game come to you.
Yeah.
But
The game.
so I end up seeing these guys at the Glen Eagles Country Club for the Real Producers event. And I was like, man, and knowing what I know about them just from hanging and seeing them at different events and then seeing the content, for me, it becomes interesting as I know what it's like being the guy that is by myself at the wheel. and then I'm curious as to like who does what. You know, how do you guys decide? Because y'all are both on. It seems like now, do y'all consciously split time on camera, or like I want to be the star? You know,
So technically, that at the beginning we need to, also when we form like partnership like together, so we try to like start branding stuff. So it need to be like two of us, all different product, all video, all the content together. So people know, oh, these two guys doing real estate. That's very important. Is this branding awareness?
absolutely.
So this is how we started. Even for this year, a little bit like we split up because we want to scale it up more. We cannot just appear on all the content together. Now we have a team of 5, so 3 other members. So we try to work out with everyone. That sometimes I'm in the video with the other team member, sometimes Charlie on the video with the other team member. But the whole point is we need to keep our video, the quality consistent. So that's how we keep up with the content. It's very important. Like if you watch the very first video I and Charlie did, it's just terrible. It's super hilarious. If you look back, oh man, but we overcome that fear. Nothing is perfect. Don't have to expect like the first video is perfect. Even same thing, I was born in Vietnam, so I've been in the US for like 10 years now. I still have very strong like Vietnamese accent when I'm speaking English. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be like perfect video. Yeah. It just go ahead and do it because it's part of your business. If you have your mindset that after that video, only 10 people watch it. One person call you, hey, I want to see this property. Why don't you do it? It's free lead right there. Why you have to make like fancy video? But I mean, for the long term, that's where you need to be. So we start very like, we do our own everything. We shoot with phone, very simple video, things like that. But nowadays we have a crew with a videographer team that all the listing we do, we staging so professional, we do professional photo, and very important that listing video is our niche product in this market now.
Well, isn't it interesting, like how much trust you have in them because of the consistency, right? So like you look and you go like, hey, they've done these videos this long, like it's amazing how much trust that builds with the community, with people like you. You go, okay, this is like the consistency is a huge trust builder, isn't that right?
Yes. Well, and like I'm a huge fan of catchphrases and taglines. So you would have content is king, but consistency is queen.
Ooh, there you go.
And so Charlie, so like, do y'all both like doing the videos in equal measure? Because it's like usually I have to arm wrestle somebody to actually get in front of the camera. And other than like now myself personally, it's like I love the sound of my own voice, so I'll do this all day. But I have to like throttle back. So which one of you guys was the originator of the video content?
Honestly, I can tell I am the one like to do on the video more than Alex. But the thing is, as Alex said earlier, like when you practice, you make it perfect. At the beginning, even myself, I really like about the videos, but actually, I couldn't make it very well. Even myself now, when I look back the first video I did about real estate, I say, wow, how crazy this guy is. He say what? But then, we over the time, and actually I'm kind of the idea guy, a lot of idea coming up to my mind, how to do this, do that, and how to use the energy on on the video. Mm-hmm. And I talked to Alex, and we collab together. We work every video, we get improved. And now we know even the team members, because we have the team members, they are new too. Yeah. So we got to push them out of the comfort zone and then make them practice, make them on the video. Because I know right now, first video, but how about the 10th video, the 20th video? And they're going to get better.
100%.
What's your 2 or 3 piece of advice to somebody who's getting into real estate and wants to build a business with video? Like, what's the 2 or 3 things you guys have done, like specific things you've done with your videos or how you format them that's made the difference, you think? What are you doing really well?
For me, for the advice, for the first one, just get into the business. That is, get out of comfort zone. And right now, the trend is social media.
Okay.
It is hard because you can see the conversion of social media is really high. Everybody uses the social media now. Your friend, your family, friends, and then see your for example on Facebook, on the video, on the live stream.
Yeah.
They don't do call you because you call them to see them in person. It's really hard. Yeah. It's a long way to go. But on social media, you show them on the video. They see your face, they see your reaction, how you say, and then they believe and trust on you, and then they call you for the business.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me add some on it. So basically, for like even new real estate agent or any kind of new business owner, same thing. We need to know like who we're competing with. So let's say an example in real estate with like brand new agent on the market for 1 or 2 months, we are competing with like super experienced agent. They've been in the market for like 20 years, 15 years, 10 years. They already have like set of the pipeline or past clients, right? So how we people know that you are doing real estate?
Yeah.
The first thing is have to like just raise the branding awareness that, you know, you have to spend money to buy lead, to cold call, things like that. But social media is free.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is all free. Doesn't cost you any money. At the beginning, how you structure it?
Yeah.
It's very simple. You control all your time. You have ton of hours. And you can work on it, right? Very simple. Cost no money. So why don't you do it? Or in front of the camera, it doesn't have to be like super like perfect at the beginning. Just do it, keep doing it, and improve from it. And how people see it. Oh, this is new agent. It's not like super experienced, but he very energy. He willing to learn, willing to work hard for the clients.
Yeah.
That's how they building trust from you, right? And then from there, and also same thing with, another example that if you go to the listing presentation,
Yeah.
right? Some people are like, oh, you're gonna sell my house, things like that. But when they check on the social media, they see nothing. Oh, your last post about like 30 days ago.
Yep, that's
Are
your
you-
resume, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like nobody's going to your website. They're going to your social media, and if that's
Check
it.
it.
Exactly, right? Compared to someone like, oh, every day or maybe 3-4 days a week, they see how active in the market with the knowledge. So that client trusts you from there.
Yeah.
You know, that's the very first impression before they come like, oh, I want to interview you to see if you be able to help me buying home, selling home, things like that.
Yeah.
And I think that same mindset with all business owner,
Yeah.
that we just, how we promote our business.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
So back to you, Rick. Let me ask you this question: how do you see someone build trust or break trust, like through their video or through their social media? Like how do you see them build it? How do you see them break it? And by the way, our last video got 14 million views on our last Hero Nation video, which is pretty cool. Just to brag myself for a second, but that was pretty good, right?
That ain't bad.
After like years of consistency, though. So
Yes.
how do they build it? How do you see people break trust, especially like when they're doing their videos and things like that? I'd love your take on that.
So, oh, thank you. So one of the biggest things, so this actually to a conversation I had yesterday. So I have a lot of basically like consultation visits, you know, where people come in and they want to. And then I'll say like, okay, well, you're with XYZ brokerage or whatever. And it's like, do you know so-and-so? And they're like, oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, okay, well, I've done all their content for the last 3 years. And then they're like, okay, well, I'm going to go cyber stalk you now. So there is that, it's social proof.
Yeah.
And that's what we're really going for
Yep.
in the long run. And the truth is, when you first start out, you don't have any. And it's like, you're just some yahoo on the internet. And it's like any ding dong in line at Kroger can make a video and pretend that they are, you know, whatever, fill in the blank. And then there's a lot of that, or there has been. Now the real estate world is cracking down on it. But there were a lot of fake it till you make it guys. And nothing wrong with that mindset as far as getting out there, like what Alex and Charlie were saying, like just start. You know, done supersedes perfect. So just do something. But over time, one of my other taglines is I want, whenever I'm actually like directing the show or whatever, I want when you come in, what's on the label matches what's in the can.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that way, like when I see all of their content and I see it on the regular, and then I actually meet them in real life, I'm already halfway there, or actually flip that. They're already halfway there with me because I feel like I know them, even though I've never been in the same room with them. And that could be for anybody in any business under any endeavor. But there's that element of the familiarity that comes from seeing somebody on video.
100%.
And then like here, I gesticulate, you know,
Yeah.
and I tried to tell people, you know, don't be like this where, okay, you look like you're arm wrestling yourself and you're half robotic because you want to talk with your hands, but you think you shouldn't. And yet when you meet somebody in person, you're going to talk with your hands and you're going to be you. And then it's going to be like, who is this? Okay, I thought and then that
Well,
almost.
and to that point, like a 30-minute or a half day or whatever with you, it can take somebody's learning curve from a year, 3 years down, right, all the way down, because you can teach them how to. It's like be yourself, but like sometimes we have to help people figure out
Yes.
how to actually do that.
A lot of times you got to give them permission.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Yep.
you know, we all have the inner monologue and,
Yep.
and the self-critic where it's like there's stuff we hate about ourselves or whatever. And then to get over that, I mean, if I had a nickel for every time everybody goes, oh, I'd love to do video, but I hate how I look and how I sound on camera. It's like, well, that's how you look and sound in real life. You
Amen.
know?
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And if I had a nickel, I'd probably have about $1,100. You know,
Right,
there are
yeah.
a lot of nickels.
Yes.
And the thing is, it's like, but once you can get past that, and once you break through that invisible, you know, that kind of glass ceiling as far as your self-consciousness, because I mean, like what those guys were saying, where it's like now they trust each other
Yeah.
and they collaborate on the content, and then they're genuine. And that comes across. And it's like, I'll throw it back to you guys, but I really think that in this world of AI, where like every 35 seconds I'm getting some bullshit thing about AI is going to do this, AI is going to do that. Well, to me, the ironic thing is I'm predicting, let's all timestamp it, I'm predicting that the genuine article on video where it's like, oh, I can tell that's a human.
Yeah.
That's a human that I could actually text and pick up or
Yeah.
do a FaceTime. That's what's going to succeed. It's not where like, oh, you're going to sit in your ivory tower and the AI is going to generate leads, write contracts, and do all the legwork for you.
Yeah.
It's going to be the flip side, the polar opposite. That's just my 2 cents, though.
No, I think it's really cool. One of the things I did with my clients the other day is we came up with like, who are the leaders in your industry, right? Like, who are the people you look up to in your industry? And we came up with all these different people. And people said, you know, things like Ryan Serhant and, you know, whatever else, all these different things. And then we're like, okay, what are the attributes about them that you love? And it was like, and what came up a lot was like, yes, they're giving value, but they're also like authentic. I feel like they give a rep about what they're saying. I feel like it's real, right? Like if you know, it's not 100% perfect all the time, right? All
Right.
those kind of things. So it's just interesting to write down
The
what are the
humanity.
attractive attributes and like how am I playing into that? Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's very important that need to be, or even on the video, on everything, you need to be like as real as much you can.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's say you do like very fancy video, you talk about this, talk about that, it's very like the professional.
Yeah.
So the expectation is super high before they met you, right? As they see you on the social media all the time, talk about this, talk about that, but when you come to the business,
Yeah.
to meet in person, to work on the transaction, it's not even up to that level. So it's just very like distorted, and that's how you break trust right there, and how you gonna lose your business. Because I mean, if you knew, don't have to pretend that you've been market for like 3-5 years.
Right.
You knew, but
Amen.
you work hard for it.
Yeah.
You have great training. You prepare that tough market, but you work for your best interest of
Yes.
your clients.
Yeah.
That's all you show. Not show like, oh, I'm a very experienced agent here, like that, blah, blah, blah. But then comes the transaction. Clients, they know,
Yeah.
right? All the social
Absolutely.
media, we all know, you know? So they can interview a lot of different agents too.
That's so true.
So, yeah.
It makes me think about, because you said earlier, like fake it till you make it. And I remember I asked one of my mentors years ago, I was like, do you fake it till you make it? And she's like, you don't necessarily fake it till you make it, but you pull in what you've, like the past wins or past experiences and use those to propel now, right? So like to your point, I mean, I've coached people that are like, I'm brand new in real estate, I don't have anything to offer. And I'm like, you taught kindergarten for 6 years. If you can do that and deal with those parents, right? Let alone the kids, the parents, like if you can do that, you can do real estate, right? Like I'm a chaos expert, you know what I mean? So like you said, you don't have to fake it to make it, but like you can pull in like, I've done this, I've been, whatever those things are, and pull them into the moment. I think it's so being authentic with it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then at some point in time, your actual experience and the skins on the wall
Yeah.
overtake any kind of
Absolutely.
imposter
Yeah.
syndrome or fake it till you make it. And so, like Charlie, are you guys mindful of the content from? This is the stuff I'm curious about, like from the standpoint of
This
like.
is where we just get to ask all the questions.
yeah.
We're like, okay, they probably don't have time for lunch, so let's get them on a podcast and we can
So-
ask all the stuff.
Yes.
There we go.
And so for me, it's like I have a productivity coach as the co-host, and then it's like I bring in all these other folks that are interesting to me. And so are you guys mindful from the content standpoint? Because like you guys could dunk and kind of humble brag all day long and just talk about like what you've done, but that is almost, it's not quite honey and vinegar. It's not quite polar opposites, but it's like, how do you find the balance between like, we're like really, really good and we actually do business versus we're kind of out here having fun? Cause like, you don't want to have it be like, we're just two wild and crazy guys just out here doing real estate, but you also don't want it to be like, look, here's our $1 million listing, dunk, you know, because that turns people off too. So are you guys mindful of the image on everything you do?
Pretty much, everything we do in social media, as we talked, like earlier, like we really about like the genuine to the video. Even like sometime, like new agent, even your experienced agent, make something like you in the business, you in the business, real estate business, not just like something like you're an actor or something in a movie. The movie is something that you get the idea, but on the business is the business. Sometimes you can make creative on that, But like I Alex, we really focus on every listing. Uh, I mean, whenever we do the video, whenever we have the script for a listing, we try to make it like perfect. Make it like an image, because we know on the video, even on the photo too, we know that is the image of the business, and the image of the business of us is about the reputation. Yeah.
Right on.
And then so we try to be like more and more creative, because if so one the Charlie good thing is he very creative. I'm more like organized, like detailed. But Charlie always like he motivate me too. Oh, we need to do that. We do like all the other 5 video, same format. So why we don't change it? Because people get more if you see the same content. So he always like very energetic, talking this, that. So we try to do it. It don't have to, and we also learn from everyone too. Yeah. It's just not like from us. We see some other guys. So Charlie, big fan is Ryan Sheehan. So we see that great idea.
I get to hang out with him this month, by the way.
Oh, really?
So, really cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Just saying.
Just a name drop there, shamelessly. Yeah.
And then everyone can do video. We all in the same business. We all learn from each other. We see that this idea is a great idea, so we learn it, but we apply it with our like personality.
Yeah.
Fit with how we can do it, how we talk, the way we do it, the way we showed it. So just we all learn and we all be more like creative on our content as well.
Yeah.
So now my other curious point that I'm in the process of like expanding the team on every level. And so obviously you guys started out where you were doing everything yourselves and like you maybe division of labor or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, is that a coachable thing? I don't know. But for me, it wasn't. And so for me, there's a death grip on what I perceive as quality control, which is usually attached to some kind of anxiety of like what they're going to think of what I'm putting out. So how did you guys get past? So I'm assuming now that you guys don't shoot, edit, post, and do every single thing yourselves. So how did you guys get past that and bring on and trust folks to actually run with your brand? So do you have like a social media manager? Do you have...
Posting manager too.
Yeah.
Let me start first, and Alex.
Yeah, what does the team look like now? Yeah.
Honestly, at the beginning, I and Alex, we kind of like 2 guys, like everything.
Yep.
The script, posting social media, schedule time to post, like sometimes look at the calendar, oh man, it's quite a crazy, a ton of stuff to do. And then get a point, we're really like busy. We think about, hey, this one like very standard. This one we can outsource to other people. Use our like valuable time to do other businesses, and then and at the beginning we didn't get any the right people. We have to interview them, work with them for a few months, and then school us up, And then we gotta try another one, and then we found the right one. Some of the people they knew, but we know they are good, so we train them too. So at the point, the 2 part, the first part we get really busy. We need to figure out the time and other people to help. And then we learn how to train them, how to work with them. As a team. Yeah.
Okay, good. That makes me feel better about myself.
If you see that, how we see it is you spending money to make more money, that investment. So at the beginning, because it's the cost control, you don't produce many deals, so you need to save some cost on it. But then to me, that more like admin stuff, that if you have someone else can take care of it, so give you more like 2 more hours, 3 more hours free. You're not gonna just relax and do nothing. You're gonna go to meet clients, prospecting, create more business, right? So that's how we have kind of input. So we hire like one by one. So now we have a social media kind of manager guys to doing all the posts. We just give them like the idea we're gonna do it, so they schedule all the posts for us. We also have the videographer team that they go shoot content for us, YouTube channel, listing video, things like that. So we just need to show up 1-2 hours, we get it done. They edit everything, they post it for us instead of we do everything. So if I have that more hour, I can sometimes spend time with my family. Right, life balance is very important. But then I also have more time to think about my business, how I can meet more clients, how I can spend more time with clients, how I can do networking to create more business. So I think right now it's still not a perfect structure, but we're getting there. We always improve. So we have the team member, helping with this, helping with that. We have like I think it's pretty strong admin or like back end behind the scene helping us with everything. So I think we at a good point now.
Yeah. So very quick point here, sometimes we get really busy. For sure, we don't have time to think about anything because we just focus on work, get done. And luckily, sometime we got something happened between last year when I played soccer, I got the broken bone, and then slow me down and slow Alex down too. And then we have time to think about the business. We have to try. We have time to think in silence about hey, we got to improve this one, add more people. So the point here, sometimes get busy, but have a break time.
Yeah.
Maybe in the morning, think about your business, how you can improve it to the next level.
Yeah. I love that.
So
Paul-
now,
Oh,
I was going to get the coach's opinion on should you give trust automatically when you bring on a new hire, or is it trust is earned and just go with the, what is it, hire fast, fire faster?
Yeah. I think that it is. Here's the biggest mistake people make. How would you have someone and think about this is a great way to think about it. Think about you're holding your newborn child, and you say, hey, can I hold your kid? I'm like, cool. Like if I'm gonna pass you that first, I'm gonna kind of like go like, okay, like I'm gonna do a little scan, like, do I trust this guy, And then as I give you the baby, I'm not just gonna run away. I'm gonna like softly give it to you. I'm going to make sure you got this. I'm not going anywhere until I'm watching that for a couple seconds too, right? Most people, right, when in hiring, like treat it like you're handing somebody your baby. What we do is we treat it like hot potato, right? We're like, boom, we just throw it to somebody, and they're like, man, I don't know why you suck at this. So it's like you hot potatoed it, you know what I mean? But that's how most people think about leverage. Like they have no system or process for delegation. They have no process they want to follow. They have no system for like inspect what you expect. So I think it's teaching people how to delegate well. There's a whole process to delegate. How do I delegate well? How do I inspect what I expect, right? And then how do people earn trust? But I think there's a whole thing to that. Which most people miss. They just go right into the hot potato thing. Then they get burned, and then they go like the wrong hire or not knowing how to hire well. Well, it stunts a lot of people for a year or two. Like they'll hire this admin assistant, they'll do no training with it. The person will screw up or cost them all his business, whatever it is, and then they go, man, I'm never doing that again. And it takes them 2 or 3 years to recover and get back on track. So it's a big deal. But like nobody who's taught you how to do that, right? So like at the end of this month, I'm doing a whole 2-day training for people that are building real estate teams. And I'm teaching them, here's the questions you need to ask in your hiring. Here's what you need to do on a weekly basis. Here's your team meeting needs to be. Here's the accountability meetings. Like most people haven't been taught that stuff, and they end up doing a terrible job, which is because they have the right heart but no system or process.
Right on.
No.
Well, now I'm feeling slightly better about my life choices and my
I'll
team
give you
building
my
skills.
hiring checklist. I think that might be helpful. My hiring package.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there a free PDF that I
Yeah,
can
I think so. I think I'm gonna float it your way. Yeah, there you go. All the questions, everything you gotta do.
Okay. And so now this flew right by. So like we have actually outkicked our normal coverage. So just to close it up, anything you got going on exciting?
The training at the end of the month. If you're running a real estate team or you want to get phenomenal at coaching, it's 2 days, and I basically teach you what's taken me 20 years to figure out: coaching models, systems, processes.
Is this like a retreat
everything.
in person?
It's 2 days, downtown Dallas, and it's like 10 people, and we go hard. I got 2 spots left.
Whoa. All right.
it's gonna be good.
What about you fellas? What's the Ace team up to? Like you probably got, I don't know, you're juggling 15 or 20 listings.
So no, not that many. I mean, we try to get that point, but this month we prepare for 7 incoming listing along with all the existing business we're doing, all the transaction we're doing right now. So all the team is get ready. We prepare for it since last month. Just make sure everything goes smooth, because along with that new business, we still have like current business, past clients. So we should want to make sure even when we scaled up, we still be able to keep up with all business, the clients we have, so we keep control the quality, because customer service is our priority for our team. So that's how we try to keep it up and how we want to scale up from there. So we're very excited for
Right
April.
on.
As Alex say, the first thing, we keep on the business to make sure all of our clients get the best service of us. And the second point, we really happy every day to see our team member. That's it, one of the team culture, to see them doing good and they make a living. We see them like do the story every day, showing every day and closing. and they make a living on that. We're so happy for that. And next point, like every day we try to get better. Alex, we always talk to each other, hey, you got so inspire each other. Hey, we got to do better. And every day and every time we get a listing, we get another closing. We're happy for that. We're grateful for that, and try to get better service for our clients.
Right on.
To put a quick bow on it really quick.
Yes.
So we started with trust.
Yes.
So to build trust, I think what we covered was consistency, social proof, and then like being authentic. Make sure that the portrayed matches the reality. And those three things I think are huge in building trust in this new world.
Absolutely. I would say that, yes, the consistency and the authenticity is what actually provides social proof. And then you're not telling anybody. They're just seeing it.
Right.
Cool. Well, that's that.
Awesome.